Today on Getting Cultured, we have Rone, who's probably one of the more cultured people in this office. Or maybe not cultured. You're one of the more well-traveled people.
Definitely not cultured.
I mean, this guy say he's not cultured, where his hair looks dynamic. He's wearing a pea coat.
Look how long
he's getting an absolute fit off. Look at that sweater. You're telling me he's the most cultured person that we've had.
Watch how I fucking cross my fucking legs.
Oh,
dude.
my God.
You've been traveling a lot, and I think it's because you knew that you and your wife wanted kids. You were
100%.
like, let's get as many vacations in as possible.
I mean, your whole life is predicated around travel, and I'm wondering how much is going to have to change now that you're in the same boat as I'm in. Chaps, tell us how much does it slow down? How much is it like impossible?
Brother, I don't like to go to Aldi with my children, much less anywhere else.
But then, like, I have a cousin, and when their kid was probably 9 months old, they flew him to Thailand, and they said he was fine on the flight.
Yeah, I've flown back and forth from Japan to Detroit with my kid when she was like 6 weeks old, like super, like I've done a lot of travel like that. But the only thing that sucks about it is those spur of the moment things are so much more difficult when you have kids. Yeah. Like you signing on to United this week and be like, damn, they got a $350 sale to go this long weekend over to Barcelona. Let me hop on that. When you have a kid, that shit is wildly different. You're planning like, all right, in the spring we're gonna try to do this, in the winter we're trying to do this. So you got to be more on the ball.
That's what's going to change the most for me. Like, I'll eventually still be able to travel, but I'm going to have to like plan my trips out a year in advance.
Do you have a hit list of like places? Because I know that there are Instagram accounts that'll be like, these are the top 5 destinations that you would want to go with young children. Do you have a hit list based on that? I know you're not going to stop traveling. Do you have a hit list based on places you just want to go to check off your own list?
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of travel in South America, so I've been to Colombia, but that's it. So I'd love to get to Brazil, Argentina, and see that part of the world.
I love that.
Peru as well.
So are they going to be welcoming, do you think? Do they, like, is their culture, like, ready to have a young Wonton Don in the world?
I was just thinking more for work, like for Barstool. I would love to, like, film a series down there. If I'm traveling with a kid, I think it'd be more fun to go someplace that I've already been because I already know the deal.
Yeah.
Stuff.
And just be smart about it. Like, you're going to want to do vacations and still go to, like, Paris like you have been, being fancy and going all over the place.
Hell yes.
I'm not going to be taking my kids to Paris, though.
Disney World, baby.
Right.
I'll have to do it at some point.
Just got to get comfortable with the mouse.
Wisconsin Dells, which is the indoor water park capital of the world. It's only a 3-hour drive from Chicago.
That sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to do with kids.
You got to go early in the spring. There's less pee in the water.
Okay.
What's like an alternative to Disney World? You can't go to Disney World like
Six Flags for poor people.
Let's see. So if like you get to ask one question on your show, you get to ask one question on the show. Is that what you want your question to be? What's a good alternative to Disney World?
No. That can't be it. That can't be it. That was a small talk. I thought this was preamble. So I'll get right into my question. What is your policy for doing drugs in other countries? What have you tried to do? What have you traveled with? How do you find them when you go? What's the overarching policy for drugs in countries?
So if I'm with a local who's from there and, he's also doing that drug and offers it to me, then it's like, okay, I'll be like, all right, it's fine if I do it, and just hope he's not an undercover cop or something trying to fuck over a tourist. I normally don't travel with drugs. I have done the trail mix trick, which is you can crumple up some shrooms and mix them in with trail mix and bring that on a plane. And I have traveled with LSD before, but that's because it's literally just a piece of cardboard, where it's like, even if someone found it, it would just look like a piece of cardboard and they'd throw it away.
I think that you have like, it seems like you have like, there's like the Yaba story. I feel like you have a bunch of stories where this is stuff that you've accessed, but you also you don't really present as this like hippy dippy druggy dude.
Yeah, like the Yaba story, that's a perfect example of what you shouldn't do. Like when someone walks up to you on the street in a foreign country and offers you a drug that you have never heard of, you shouldn't just be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Unless you're on a live stream or something.
Yeah, maybe if you're doing it for content. But this was like my first time in Southeast Asia, and I was young. I was fresh out of college, and I was an idiot. Like the guy offered me Yaba. I was like, cool, sounds exotic. Popped the pill, boom, it was crystal meth. And I didn't sleep for 48 hours. So yeah,
who among us?
don't always do what Donnie does.
Boom, it was crystal meth.
Yeah, and then like when I finally came down 48 hours later, I just like my feet were shredded up because I lost my shoes.
Yeah.
But was just walking barefoot because you don't feel pain.
That's insane.
Inoy Union that happened to. He was a soldier from Norway in World War One, and they used to have methamphetamine rations in the Russian like MRE kit, and he took all of his comrades and was up for like 4 days, and when he came back he had like no skin on his hands because he was trying to take all the bark off of a tree.
What?
It will happen. It's not a good drug.
But he wasn't even using it for combat or anything like that?
He
wasn't,
thought like he was at first, but then he was like did cross country skiing for like a day and a half. It's like one of the craziest stories ever.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you ever been in a situation abroad where you're like, oh, someone's offered me drugs, but I wasn't sure if I should do it?
Yeah, I think I was in England, and they were, it was like probably 12 or so years ago, and they were like rolling up my American money to do. They were so excited to do ketamine with this American money, and they were just so fired up. But I was like, I've never done this before, but it seems so normal to everybody. So everybody was just doing it. It wasn't that crazy of a drug, but it seems like something that's more popular right now.
Yeah, and from my experience traveling, British people just love drugs in general. I don't think I've ever met a Brit that doesn't do drugs.
A cheeky bump?
Yeah, a cheeky bump. I was at a soccer game,
It's a ball.
and they were watching the game, and there was a bald dude right in front of him. He put some cocaine on the bald dude's head and then snorted a line off the guy's head.
No way. What the fuck?
It's a good move.
It was insane. Ketamine, though, another drug that you shouldn't just jump right into, because you might think it's kind of like cocaine, do a cocaine-sized line of ketamine, and you'll go into a K-hole, which is when you can't really move.
But I see Instagram ads for ketamine.
Ketamine therapy.
Yeah,
Same.
it's like something that's relatively popular these days. Have you seen this, ketamine therapy?
I mean, it's probably just abused like for the normal purposes, just like fentanyl, you know?
Yeah, well,
probably.
I think that guy on Friends who drowned in his hot tub, like he had ketamine legally prescribed to him, but he was abusing it and did so much that he probably went into a K-hole in the hot tub and drowned.
Oh my God.
Chandler.
So
that fucking sucks. Yeah, anything with that, I mean, I saw it kind of slowed down for me, but anything with that is, you got to be careful with it if you're trying to do some shit like that.
Never just do a random drug that you don't know exactly what it is, and you're not doing it with people that have a lot of experience with it.
Can I give some drug advice to the listener?
Yeah.
If you are in the United States, and I know some people are nervous about flying with marijuana, and be like, if you're going by a drug dog or whatever, those dogs are not drug dogs. If they're in the terminal, they are bomb dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take as much weed on a domestic flight as you want to.
Can they alert for like cocaine or anything like that?
No bomb dogs are also drug dogs. So if they're in the airport, unless you're in like a Miami or LA or something like that, they're not looking for drugs. They don't give a shit about that. They're only looking for bombs.
I've been on that train for quite some time that you could just fly with weed, that they don't care. And I've had people find it in various states in my bag, and they really don't give a fuck. I think the only people you really have to worry about are like small town TSA airport people who have like nothing to do and they feel like they're a cop that's going to save the world. You know what I mean? Like they're going to like get your like half gram of weed or something like that. I feel like those, it's way riskier to fly through like Huntsville or something like that than to fly through LaGuardia.
And I'm pretty sure this might have changed, but back in the day, airports were only federal jurisdiction. So you would have to, like, to get in trouble for having drugs, you'd have to find a federal prosecutor, federal DA that is willing to prosecute you for less than an ounce of marijuana. Not happening.
It's just scary.
Yeah, it is.
I was in like Tijuana or something like that, flying back from Tulum, and I smoked weed, the last of my weed, outside of the airport, and I put it out on the side of the trash can and threw it in the trash can, and then 2 agents came up to me 15 minutes later with like an envelope of it, and they were like, they took me under some stairs and were like kind of interrogating me, giving me a hard time about it. But I said that I had already put my bag through, and they were like, oh, you already have like checked your bag? Like, okay, you're good to go. But I, in retrospect, don't think that they were real agents. I think that they were fake. they saw me smoking. They tried to press me. They probably wanted a bribe.
Yeah.
I was too dumb to bribe them, which I heard is a popular thing. But I think that that's more likely of a way you get in trouble than actually.
Yep. And most foreign countries that the police come up to you and try to arrest you for drugs, they're just looking for a bribe. They don't want to deal with the hassle of actually bringing you into the department. They just want a quick $400-$500.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't know. I guess I would have given them if I thought that I was actually in trouble. But my wife was just like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude? Get us the fuck together." So why did you have to smoke that like tiny joint outside before we just stand in the Mexican airport for 3 hours? It's fucking stupid.
There's a scary story. Someone was in the Dubai airport, realized they had cocaine on them, so just swallowed it all, and then had a heart attack and died. So if you find
go to
out
jail though in Dubai.
you
Beat the system.
You got drugs with you.
Win.
Beat the system. Yeah, but if you're listening and you realize you got some drugs on you, just throw them out at the
Throw
airport.
them out. Go to the bathroom. Fucking flush them. Don't put them in your body. That's
This is
so insane.
Big drug podcast.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about drugs.
Oh, you guys are still on. Fuck. I should ask you something more wholesome. Where's your favorite like religious ceremony you've gone to? Next time. Next time.
Yeah, next time. All right, Rone. Thanks, man. We appreciate you.
Love your guys' show, man. Please keep it up, and I'd love to come back on sometime.
We'll share tips about traveling with kids next time.
Fuck yeah.